Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of Yankee Mania. How's it going, everyone? Much better spirits, much better move. We are back live. What technical difficulties we had with the computer, but thanks to Ken, the Ugly Truth son, we got it done, and we're looking forward. Well, actually, I am back on my, they say the old things are always the best. I am actually back on my older computer, but of course with the new technology of Verizon, it's definitely, knock on wood, working very well. Missed everyone yesterday. It was very frustrating. We didn't have the what we wanted to accomplish, but we're doing that tonight. The wrestling show will be updated very soon. And don't forget tomorrow, everyone, Evan will be doing the play-by-play of the Giants and of the Giants-Eagles game. So can the Giants continue winning on Philadelphia, or does Philadelphia have revenge on their plate? I want to thank everybody for saying so many nice things yesterday and keeping me company. That was really, really cool of you, all of you. And I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But remember to subscribe right here to NY Yankee Mania. Right after this broadcast, Ken from The Ugly Truth is doing the play-by-play of the World Series. So you must go there, enjoy some baseball, enjoy his takes, and enjoy that he basically knows what pitches are coming. So watch it on TV and watch Ken. We'll come and say hello. And then right after that, everyone, come right back to Yankee Mania, and we will discuss the first two games of the World Series. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring up our panels. Right now we have 3-2. So we have three that are going to be asking us questions, and we're waiting for Michael to come up. Hopefully Charles from the chat. We're looking for Bill O. So you guys, come on up. We don't have a lot of time, so we want to get you guys in. So first I'm going to bring the panel up, and that's going to be Evan. Evan, Mr. Play-by-Play Man. How
Hello.
You doing?
Doing well, Joe. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hey, it's good that I can finally hear you one-on-one, finally.
It is.
All right, and here's Johnny Salami. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's cooking? Yeah, I hope you have some good questions for us.
Oh, I'm ready.
Nostalgia, okay? Then we have Sean Browning. What's going on, Sean?
Hey, not much. It's another day. But I'm glad you got through the technical difficulties.
Yes, and by the way, thank you for your unbelievable thoughts on the show and about everyone. Really appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. Okay,
Yeah.
So on the side with me is going to be Ken from The Ugly Truth. Hi, Ken. How you doing, baby?
Tired and frustrated.
You're getting ready for the World Series. Come on, baby. Let's go.
And if my college football anger persists, it might not be a great broadcast.
College football. What are you going to do with college football?
Huh?
Kick it to the curve. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They're winning, though.
In Alabama, the Tide is a religion.
They're winning, though, aren't they?
Nope. Losing 15-14 to South Carolina in their hometown officiating.
Uh-oh. Well, they got to get back at it. They got to win.
Hey, guys, before we start, I wanted to wish happy birthdays to Robin. Robin was in my first grade to eighth grade class. I have not seen her for over 42 years. And we hooked up on Facebook just a little while ago, whatever. Oh, what a wonderful family and everything. And I want to wish Robin, who was such a joy growing up with and doing things with at school and doing projects. And Robin, I want to wish you the happiest birthday and so looking forward to seeing you guys again. I am really looking forward to that. And without further ado, my great nephew, Jace, how you doing? Happy birthday to my little one, to one of our little great nephews, who is playing shortstop in the little leagues, and he wants to be the next Derek Jeter. So you know what? I predict it. He's doing really well. He's come a long way. He's young. He's 8 years old, but he's got a lot of tools, and we're real proud of him. So happy birthday, Jace. I send you big.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Not again.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was a fun stream.
All right. I guess Joe is frozen for a little bit.
Okay. Yes. Oh boy.
That's all right. So what do you think? You think the Dodgers will bounce back, Ken, or do you think they're in for another belt whooping?
Well, honestly, if you look at the way the Dodgers approached Blake Snell yesterday, he didn't make it out of the first inning. They didn't score any runs, but he didn't make it out of the first inning without throwing 29 pitches. This team does not strike out. They make a lot of contact. They foul a lot of balls off. And I suspect that Yamamoto is going to face a similar fate tonight. I don't think he makes 6.
Yeah, I think I think Blue Jays are patient enough to lay off that fork ball that Japanese pitchers love to throw.
Yep.
Well, as we said, before the series, if the Dodgers can, if their starting pitching can go more than 5 innings, I think they would have a good time winning the series. But if the Blue Jays can get into that bullpen, the Dodgers were in trouble, and they definitely were last night.
Their bullpen got exposed last night. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and I still think this series is going to go 7.
Me too.
I hope it goes 7.
Who do you think wins tonight?
I think the Dodgers might win if they can get the Blue Jays pitcher out early and get to the pen before the Blue Jays get to their pen. But it's got to hinge on Freddie Freeman and Betts and Ohtani not going 0-4s.
Well, Ohtani got his home run in garbage time, so he
You're
got
right,
something.
right. But before that, he was like what 0-for-3 before he got the home run.
0-for-3 with 2 strikeouts. Was looking for the hat trick.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it really hinges on that first couple of innings. The Dodgers, if they can get who's pitching for the Blue Jays, because I know they didn't announce earlier. Gausman?
Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, Gausman's the type. If you get to him early, you're gonna fare well. But if he gets to settle in, you're gonna be in for a long night.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. I'm telling you, I've had some week this week. Anyway, we are back. All right. Well, guys, who wants to start out some questions for Ken and I?
I guess I can start it.
Oh, go ahead, Evan.
Sure. Okay. So you guys can both answer. Definitely. I'm going to start out with a nice and easy one. What was your favorite moment from the old Yankee Stadium? A game that you've been to, a game that you've watched, anything?
Go ahead, Ken.
Well, let's see. Not necessarily a game that I watched because I've been to, I don't know, maybe 50 games at the old stadium. I enjoyed watching batting practice with Ichiro. Ichiro hitting bombs into the upper decks, left, right, center. I mean, he had an incredible amount of power. And looking at the type of hitter that he actually was in the major leagues, a contact slap type hitter, but he always had the home run in his back pocket if he wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And a game that I watched, the Yankees didn't actually win. It was the Red Sox versus the Yankees. And it was Tanaka's first appearance at Yankee Stadium. We ended up losing the game, I believe, 1-0. But he pitched an incredible game, and I was sitting just to the left of home plate, down on the field level. So I had a great view of his throws, and he did an incredible job.
That's very cool. What was the first year that he pitched when he got to the Yankees?
2014.
Yep.
I think.
2014. Yep. I was at that game.
So we were there together.
Wow, that's right. And you know what? That day I went to go see Yankee. What was a Yankee? Well, it was something Yankee. It was a Broadway play.
Damn Yankees.
Damn
Yeah,
Yankees.
damn
Thank
Yankees.
you. I went and I was like, it was amazing. It was so good. That was excellent.
On that particular game, my wife and I did a tour of the stadium, and the guy giving the tour wasn't very good, but I enjoyed being able to go down to Monument Park because you always saw it on TV and whatnot. And those tours are a little bit costly, and I had made rank in the military, and we could afford it. So
yeah, well, the tours, a lot of people. I mean, that was run by Tony Moranti at the time, and I, like I said, I was there for a few months, and it was very demanding. Madison Square Garden's tours was way more involved, more just different. We kept doing them. Yankee Stadium, it was very demanding, and I could not do it anymore. So I didn't want to turn it into, not liking the team. So I decided to leave. But it was a great time to do that. And to answer the question, the greatest moment I had, to believe it or not, was Bobby Mercer coming back to the Yankees and coming up the bat for the first time back in 1979, and that was my greatest Yankee. That was even bigger to me in my heart than the World Series. I've seen two World Series wins at the stadium, but Bobby Mercer coming back was the greatest thrill because I was so upset that he had got traded 5 years before, and it really, really hurt me. Oh my God, did it hurt me. So that was my greatest thrill.
Awesome. Sean, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Okay. So going back to the around the 70s, what was it like with that transition period when George took over the team?
Well, we had not won a the thing that you have to remember back then, it wasn't a wild card series, a division series, a league championship series. Back then, it was best team in the league. You went to the World Series. The Yankees were ill-suited, I guess. What was it, Joe? CBS owned the Yankees prior.
Yeah. Yeah, they owned them till about from 60 something to 73, 74.
72 is, I think, was the last year that they owned them, and they were cheap. They would not spend money on the team whatsoever. So when George came in, Yankees made a lot of trades, imported players. It was exciting. You knew that there was potential there, and at the time in the National League, the big team was the Big Red Machine from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Sox went to the World Series in '75, and the Big Red Machine rolled over. They kicked their butts royally.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next year, the Yankees ended up winning the pennant and went to the World Series, and we got swept too. But I was a young lad, and my dad was stationed at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, and he took me to Game 2 of the World Series. It was my first World Series game. I was at Riverfront Stadium, and Jim Catfish Hunter was the pitcher for the Yankees. And the Yankees, I believe, lost 4-3 on an errant throw by, was it Fred Stanley, Joe?
Yes.
Who made the error?
Yes, it was. Yes.
That cost us the freaking game.
Yep, 100%. I wasn't happy. Was not happy, guys.
I didn't hear my dad cuss a lot, but we was at the game, and he was sort of losing containment.
Guys, what was now? I'm sorry. I was just looking at a few things. What was the original question?
What was it like for you as a fan during the transition when George took over the team?
I was ecstatic. I was like, thank God, get it out of CBS's hands. Do whatever you have to do. Just get out of here. It was like the Met fans wanting the old owners to go. CBS was cheap, and they put once the Yankees got old, they never replenished. They never did much. They traded Roger Maris. They traded this one. They traded that one. You know, their farm teams were pretty good because they brought up people like Thurman Munson, Roy White, Bobby Mercer. They brought up these guys, but they brought up some real. You want to talk about cuckoo baseball players? Oh my God! And getting players that were, oh my God. We had a player in Ken, you might remember, Rich McKinney, third baseman they got from the White Sox. He made 5 errors in 1 inning. 5 errors. So if you can believe that one, if you can live through that, you can live through anything in Yankee land. You
can live through Anthony Volpe with a freaking...
He makes Anthony Volpe look like the greatest catcher of all time. Of all time.
The Yankees made trades with like the Angels. They brought in a kid by the name of Mickey Rivers.
Yep.
To be our center fielder, Mick the Quick. Always dressed and looked like a freaking pimp. And was a gambler beyond all belief. But that man could steal bases and patrol center field like no tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Well, that brought the Yankees. That's the only thing I took comfort in, because when the Yankees traded Mercer for Bonds, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonds' dad, they got back Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa. Yeah, I loved Ed Figueroa. What a pitcher. Absolutely. He didn't throw 100 miles an hour, but he was pinpoint. He was some clutch pitcher, let me tell you.
And if you clown Figueroa, he was going to put your butt in the dirt. He would throw under you would end up hitting the dirt. He was a freaking bulldog. You want to talk about fighting mentality of a pitcher? Yeah. He was the epitome of it.
Guys, if you ever get a chance and you go on YouTube and put in Ed Figueroa. Let me tell you, he was a sight to watch. He won 20 games a couple of times, but the main reason why they got him is because he beat the Yankees like crazy. I mean, the Red Sox like crazy.
Red Sox. He was a Red Sox thumper.
Yeah. He all he had to do was get on the mound and he would win the game. Well, that's good, so go ahead, guys. Keep them coming.
So I guess I'll go
Gator
next.
came out of our farm system, right?
No, he came from Ed Figueroa came from the
No. Gator.
Oh, Gator, yes. He's another one you would have loved to watch the pitch. What a master. What a master. And I was at the Saturday game. The Yanks were already World Series champions. They were playing the Angels, and they had a lot of injuries. And that's when they fell 14 and a half games out. And Ron Guidry came in this one Saturday night, and I think the Yankees were 7 games out at the time in June. And he just pitched an unbelievable game, striking out 18 Angels. Some of them looked sad at the plate, and really good hitters. And one hitter in particular that I always liked, I always hoped would be a Yankee, and he would have been. Unfortunately, he was shot and killed by mistake, and that's Lyman Bostock. And if you look up his numbers, he was an excellent. What a great player! What a great player! And it was very, very sad. And I think he was going to be. I think he was headed to the Yankees, but he got shot and killed. I believe they thought he was somebody else, and that was awful. Like, so All right, guys, send them over. Go ahead.
So, what led to both of you to become a Yankee fan? And what was the first moment that you could remember that solidified that you to be a Yankee fan from here on out?
Well, for me, my grandfather, my father were born and raised in St. Thomas Virgin Islands. And my grandfather was born in the 20s. Okay. My grandfather was born in the 20s. So they didn't have TV at the time. They had shortwave radio. And in St. Thomas, the only thing that they could listen to was broadcast from New York City. So my grandfather listened to games of the 30s, the 40s. My father listened to games of the 50s, the 60s, actually the 50s, 40s and 50s until he went into the service. But they listened to the great Yankee teams with Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. So as a young child, I would get these stories about the Yankees and how mysterious they were, the mystique of the Yankees winning championships, consecutives, and whatnot. But for me, the thing that locked me in as a Yankee fan is my dad took me to my first Yankee game. It wasn't at the stadium. He was stationed at Fort Smith Air Force Base in Michigan in the Upper Peninsula. He took me to the old Tiger Stadium, and I saw Mickey Mantle hit a ball completely out of the stadium over the frickin' rises and into the thing. It was probably damn near a 500-foot home run. And I was a Mickey Mantle fan for life. It was the year he retired, and I loved him. I would hear stories about how he was such a great player. Later in life, I found out that he abused himself with the alcohol and whatnot, or he would have had probably 7 to 8 more years and probably would have eclipsed the 600 home run mark easily.
Oh yeah.
But sign of the times back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom used to talk about the 60s. I mean, because she was born in the 50s, but yeah, she would talk about the 60s and the 70s with the Yankees. You know, she grew up in Connecticut, so you know, she just
Well,
became a Yankee fan um, while growing up because it was either them or the Red Sox.
well, my grandfather was the first generation. My dad was the second. Me and my two sisters are the third generation. My kids, all four boys, are the fourth generation, and my grandkids, the little Wyatt who hops up on the lap and says, "Let's go Yankees." He's the fifth
Yeah.
generation. So we have 5 generations of Yankee fans in my family, and we cover the spectrum from the 20s all the way up to present day.
Oh yeah.
And it has been the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And that's the ugly truth.
Well,
Yeah,
is
that
it?
is the ugly truth.
That was a
But
good
what
one.
about you, Joe?
And I had to come down for an important phone call. I'm sorry about that. But the question again.
Go ahead, Johnny.
So the question was, what led you to become a Yankee fan, and what was the first moment you can remember that solidified you to be a Yankee fan? You're like, this is
Mickey
my team.
Mantle.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old. Mickey Mantle. My father, for the first time, and remember, guys, he came from Italy. He was a hard worker, baker, and then opened a bakery in Brooklyn, New York. And he just kept seeing me watch this baseball. That's what it was like. For my birthday, they made baseball cake, and my cards were burnt. So he says, you know what? He says, how do we go get a ticket for where did they play? And my brother, a little older brother, said Yankee Stadium. He goes, okay, let's go. And my brother, I'll never forget. My brother turned and said, "But Dad, do you know what game we're going to?" He said, "No." He said, "Mickey Mantle's retirement." Well, he says, "I thought I heard the name, but I said he's one." Told my dad he's one of the greatest Yankees of all time. I don't know if we could get tickets. Well, let's try. And they did. Yeah, that time you had to do it by mail. Don't ask me. I remember doing it a couple of times later on, but everything was by mail. And all of a sudden, tickets came in the mail, and they were behind home plate, upper deck, fifth row, and I just can never forget it. And when I went there, it was a doubleheader. The Yankees were playing the White Sox. We won both games. And but the stars that we saw, oh my God, Joe DiMaggio and Casey Stengel, and the list just goes on and on. Willie Mays, and oh my God, forget it. I saw all the Yankee old time announcers. It was amazing. It really was amazing. And in my household, it was Yankees. Everything was Yankees, and that's how the story of coming on. And sometimes it was good, and sometimes it was bad, because it changed my moods all the time. And and the only way for me to get out of that is to kind of get into the business, and that's what my father was rooting for, because he figures, if I see that these people are normal people, and I'm in awe with them, it might change my perspective. And I also think it saved me from a lot, because my stomach was bad. And I'm being very honest with folks. I'm honest with you. And I don't want to see anybody go through this. I lost time in high school, and that was the pivotal years the Yankees were winning, and when they lost the game, I took it very bad, and I rolled myself to being sick because I couldn't take it, or I couldn't face people. It was like, oh, people are going to make fun because the Yankees lost last night. Reggie Jackson struck out in the clutch, and all. I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I made myself sick. I mean, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool, but I woke up and I went forward. The worst thing I really had was like a very bad stomach. But when I met these guys, I understood that, hey, they're just like us. They get up, they sleep, they get up in the morning, they have their breakfast, they go to the bathroom, they do this, they do that. The only thing now is that they make a lot more money than a lot of us. But not back then.
Did you read the comment by Michael Joyner?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Hold on. I have a lot of stuff. Let me bring it up. We're going to have Michael the next time. He was having trouble logging in. But is this the one you're talking about, Ken?
It is.
I have been a Yankee fan since 1957. Tony Kubek was my first hero. He played shortstop in the outfield. He had 2 home runs against Milwaukee in the 57 World Series. Yeah, that was good. Unfortunately, we lost that because we won in 56. And then I believe they lost in 57. The Yankees were always in the World Series. So it was like,
Well,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, you look at it in the 40s, we won from 49 to 53. We won 5 straight World Series.
Right.
And then, yeah, and it was like every year from the 1939 to about 64. We were pretty much in the World Series almost every year.
Oh, yeah. And then right after that, CBS got very, 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 very cheap. And that was a big problem. That was a very big problem. Wendy asked, Joe, what was your most favorite Yankee game? Wow. 1981. We were losing in the 8th inning, and I was screaming with my friends that were with me for Bobby Mercer to come up, and I knew that he could hit Dennis Martinez, and I was screaming to the top of my lungs because he wasn't starting. He finally, they were down 2-1 in the 8th inning. He comes up. The third pitch, he puts it almost in the upper deck. I got so bad, my pants fell down. It was the funniest story of all time. And guess what? I went with 3 women teachers. And it was the best moment I ever had. I was like 15 years old, and I was with 3 women teachers from my high school. It was amazing. That was my favorite game. I was going, Bobby, hit, bring him up. He's going to win the game, please. And they brought him up, and boom, he hits one 9 miles. And that was the truth. That was my favorite moment. I mean, my favorite game. I'm telling you, to me, Bobby Mercer is my hero, and he was always, well, I have 2 heroes. Bobby Mercer, and I have Bruno Sammartino. To me, the greatest wrestler of all time. Nobody compares to him. But that's for another day. So that was my favorite. Ken, I actually saw Ken laughing.
A little bit of humor there, brother.
The what?
I said a little bit of humor there. You know, as I sit back and think about games of the past and World Series, one of the ones I wasn't there personally, but I watched it on TV. I had to sneak downstairs because it was past my bedtime, and it was the Fisk home run, where he's jumping up and he's pushing the ball fair
Waving,
and it goes out in the end.
Oh yeah,
Huh?
sure.
I saw that one and I let out a wow, that was incredible. I wasn't rooting for the Red Sox, but it was an incredible shot, and I knew that it would be something historic. And my father heard me. I got my can whooped, and I got stuck in the corner watching baseball an hour and change after I was supposed to be in bed.
That is funny.
But hey,
But my father always knew that I loved the game of baseball, and I don't know if I've told everybody this, but my father was a combat pilot in the Air Force. And the funny thing is that squadrons at that time lived on base in the same area. They took up a block. And a lot of the fighter pilots, they had daughters. There was nothing but girls there. So my father sat back and said, well, he's not going to sit in the house. He's not going to play with girls. So he built me a pitching mound. He bought a home plate. He stuck it in there. We had a wooden fence, and he targeted the strike zone for me. So I would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, do my chores, and eat breakfast. Then I would get on that mound, and I would throw all day long. I would throw games in my head. If I hit this point, it was a strike. If I missed, they got a hit. And I would play these games. I mean, I would throw for 8-10 hours a day. And my dad loved baseball, and he would encourage everything that I did with baseball, whether it be pitching. If I was I did umpiring as a kid. Worked in a lot of capacities in baseball. And he was always supportive, and
That's great.
I will always be grateful for that, and I will always support my kids and my grandkids in their endeavors for achieving their personal goals.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Hey, Michael, and we will get you on here soon, Michael, promise. I still remember my first Yankee game. I went in person. It was in 1966 against the White Sox. Hey, look at that. We have that in common. We both went to games where there were my Mickey Mantle retirement was against the White Sox. So there was, I actually went to a lot of quite a few games with the White Sox. That was pretty good.
yeah.
And so first of all, I want to remind everyone, we will have first Ken will be on Yankees The Ugly Truth doing the play-by-play tonight on his channel. So please subscribe and press the like button. And also, right after the game, as soon as he says goodbye, we come on live and we'll dissect the first two World Series games for everyone and take your questions. And we'll have a good time doing that. And then we come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. With Evan calling the Giants Philadelphia Eagle game right here on NY Mania. Our first game ever, full from start to finish, a football game here. And it's going to be really cool to hear Evan call the play-by-play. All right, guys. Well, a few more questions before we end the stream.
Yeah, I have one.
Go ahead.
For both of you guys. And then I do have one slightly for Joe individually. I'll get to that after.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, the Yankees in the past. Don't worry, Ken. The Yankees in the past have gone through some brutal moments. 1995 ALDS, I believe, against the Mariners. 2004 against Boston. So on the flip side, the World Series. Obviously, we won 3 straight. We were a dynasty. Which World Series championship meant the most to you, and why?
Are you talking the 90s dynasty championships?
Yeah, or any one of them.
For me, the 96 championship is probably the one of the best because I was on deployment. I was overseas in Greece. We were doing an availability, so the ship was in port getting maintenance done on it for the entire World Series. So I was at a Greek bar that had satellite TV, and the first two games, the Yankees didn't do so well. We ended up losing the first two games, and there were some incredible performances. I won a lot of drinks and money on top of it, sitting in that bar because it was like 90% Braves fans versus the few Yankee fans that were there, and I mean, we hadn't won a series since '78, so I mean, it was a long drought, and that one rings out because I was actually able to watch it in a foreign country and a World Series championship at the pinnacle.
Oh yes.
You want me to go or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so my greatest thrill was I would say the '99 Yankees because they had actually the '98 Yankees. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It was a great story to Darryl Strawberry, who announced had cancer. The guys rallied around him. We were having such a wonderful season, and then boom, they got that. And instead of pouting, because they loved Darryl Strawberry, they rallied around him. We all did. We all sent him well wishes, and it was a close knit team. That also was the same as I felt because I have a couple when Joe Torre lost his brother Frank. Right before the World Series. And that was very emotional for Joe, of course. And the team rallied around him.
Mhm.
And then I believe it was, if my memory strikes me right, Paul O'Neill lost his dad right before World Series. I believe it was Paul O'Neill. And
Yeah, the 01.
yes. No, I think it was before that because we
Oh
were.
no, it was
I
2000.
think that was 99.
Yeah,
Oh,
lost his
99.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
and that was another thing that was a big, unbelievable. I mean, I have so many guys. I mean, I wasn't at the Reggie 3 home runs, but I would have loved to have been to that game. Imagine having a ticket right now of that game. Oh my God! Because there are some companies that buy New York tickets, and they will pay incredible money for it. And I mean, even wrestling tickets, it's crazy. WrestleMania 3 tickets, they are willing to pay $1,000 per ticket. If you have 2 tickets, they will gladly give you $2,000. I mean, people are just into nostalgia that way. It's amazing. It really is.
And the face is what, $50?
Yeah, if that much. It was insane. Michael says 1976 and 1996 were probably the most special to me. Well, looking forward to hearing all of that, Michael, and we will have you on. I'm sorry that with stuff going on with this internet, everything will straighten out, and believe me, we will enjoy having you on. And Wolverine's been chomping at the bit. Juan Soto couldn't even win one game in the 9th inning for the Mets. Okay.
We know. We know.
But no. My question is, I mean, the Yankees. We've had great rivalries. We've had great brawls in our history. Like, for instance, the famous Hideki Arabu, Jose Bautista. I mean, or whatever his name was, Bautista. After they plunked Bernie Williams, after the Tino home run, or was it no Bernie homered and then Tino got plunked in the back.
Yes.
And then next inning, Hideki Arabu plunks the Batista for the Orioles, and then it was an outright brawl.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then of course, I remember the famous brawls with the Red Sox with Posada Veritek, Pedro, all those guys. Well, what were your
Yeah,
guys'
Pedro's a punk. He beat up on Don Zimmer, an old man. So
yeah,
damn him.
I know. But what were your guys' favorite brawls in the past? Was it like the Fisk versus Munson?
Nettles, George Brett.
I was about to say Brett and Nettles. Brett slides into third, Nettles pops him, and they go from there. And that was a rivalry through their entire career. There was true contempt and hate between them.
And still to today.
Yeah.
They don't like it. George Brett hates the Yankees name, period. He's made no bones about it. He will not give up. He will absolutely not give up. He hates the Yankees from start to. He hated him because they traded his brother, Ken Brett.
Yep.
When he came in the Willie Randolph deal back in 1975.
Went to the Pirates.
Right. With the Pirates. So it was kind of crazy. But to hold that contempt, not even Ken Brett felt that way. George Brett, you have your guys. You had Ken Griffey Jr. got mad at Billy Martin because Billy Martin had him out of the locker room. Then you have Vladdy Guerrero because they were about to trade for sign his father, and they ended up. George wanted
Gary Sheffield.
Gary Sheffield. So so you got to hate the Yankees because of that. Give me a break.
What's funny is Vlad Senior doesn't feel that way.
Who?
Vlad Senior. Vlad Guerrero Senior.
Yeah,
he doesn't hate the Yankees.
They're taking it way too personal. Way too personal.
But no.
Really. All right, next question, guys.
One thing that I always think about was back in the late 70s, the Bronx Zoo era. So my question for both of you, how was it like watching at that time during that the late 70s, the Bronx Zoo era?
Well, I remember this short punk by the name of Billy Martin getting into it in the dugout on national TV with Reggie Jackson. Yeah. And Reggie was always in the papers. He would make a comment. I didn't come to New York to be a star. I brought my star with me. I'm the stick that stirs the drink. He had 100 one-liners. Most of them were, "I'm the one that's here." For all the rest of y'all, but you could talk that big crap, and you're just a noisemaker unless you can perform. And he always performed on the biggest stages.
Yeah. 100%. And I think that's why people just hated him. Absolutely hated him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say my favorite moment of the Bronx Zoo was everything. Because, every day they were in the papers. Every day they were on the news. Every day, Yankees, 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 Yankees. You didn't even know the Mets existed.
It was national news too. It wasn't just New York because I didn't live in New York at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the famous. They keep showing that replay reel where Elston Howard is holding back.
Yep. Anybody know who the other player was?
Or,
come on, Ken, you got to know that.
I don't remember.
Oh my God, Jimmy Wynn.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Thurman. I'm gonna ask y'all about what was your favorite thing about Thurman Munson? I know.
The best clutch hitter I've ever seen.
Thurman Munson wasn't the most talented catcher in baseball. He wasn't the best hitter, but he had a heart of a lion. He never quit, and he would go out on the mound, and if a pitcher was jacking up, he would jack that pitcher up on the mound, and he didn't give a damn. He wanted to win more badly than anything on the planet. and he was going to do what it took for the team to win. Whether you were a star, or whether you were a freaking rookie coming up out of the bushers.
Oh yeah, without I just thought Thurman Munson. I mean, you got to put him in the Hall of Fame. All those years, not one time he went on the IL, and how many times this guy played with bum legs, bum arm. The shoulder not doing well. He was hit in the throat. He was hit in the face. He was hit everywhere. Never once complained. I'm playing. That, that is the era. And that's why people like, have got, I just wish you could see a roll tape of Thurman Munson, because he's my number one. He's one of the ones that you've got to have on your team. He was amazing. And in my eyes, I just love to watch. There's a video on Thurman Munson. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but if you guys get a chance, you'll mouth the water, say, why can't we have a guy like this again?
Well,
and it may happen.
We lost Thurman too young. It would have been interesting to see what he would have been when it was all said and done as a major league player. And I personally feel that it was a travesty that he has not been inducted into the Hall of Fame, because his numbers are commensurate at the time with catchers in his era.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. All right, next question, guys.
Ultra Cowboy. Ken's favorite song is "In the Navy" by the Village People.
In the Navy.
Ultra, I do have a fondness for that song, especially during Chiefs initiation, as the initiates are singing it for me and performing. But yes, I did quite enjoy it.
Yeah, and Ultra Cowboy, thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Same thing with everybody else in the chat. Thank you so much for the interest and being with us and being our family. And a lot more to come, so much more. And, we're really excited for, what we're going to bring to you in the next few months. It's going to be happening. It really is. So thank you, everyone. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, not only to this channel, but to Ken the Ugly Truth's channel, and so on. And I think you'll really if you've never heard Ken do the play-by-play for baseball, take a look at it. And our very own Evan tomorrow at 1 p.m., the Eagles against the Giants. Will the Eagles get even, or will the Giants put more pressure on the precious Eagles? And in a way, I'm kind of hoping the Giants win that game. If they don't, we're going to see Evan have a fit. And when he goes on a fit, it's a delightful thing. So I don't know if I want to see them win or lose.
Well, you've been making some predictions when we've done games in the past. So if you're rooting for me to have a hard time, then just predict the other team to score a touchdown or get a turnover.
No. I wouldn't do that to you. I want you to have a great stream. I want you to. Are you kidding me? No. But if you do get, guys, if you haven't heard Evan, now you think he's a nice, calm. Oh, wait until you see him in a Giant game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he makes his Yankee thing look like it's a baby. Holy cannoli. This guy, he's almost as bad as me when I get on my rants. No, actually, he does, he's excellent. Let's hope he doesn't have to, guys. But it's worth the price of admission if Evan goes on a rant. It's sort of like Chris the Mad Dog Russo. When he gets crazy, it's the funniest thing. So
Yes.
and it's great. It's great for the broadcast. It's great for everything. I just don't want his blood pressure to go through the roof. That's all. That's the only thing I worry about.
You know what? Evan's young. Blood pressure is not an issue for him.
You know what?
Right.
Things happen to well, you're right. You're right. That's cool. That's cool.
He's 21. You're supposed to get excited at that age. Come on, brother.
And angry.
It was a very good year. Old
Joe,
blue
who was the kid that against Baltimore that snagged the home run out of the outfielder's arm, and it was called a home run. Jeter's the one that hit it.
Jeffrey
Tarasco.
You're
Tony Tarasco.
was the fan, right? And I
talking
think
about the
the
fan, right?
ump one.
Oh,
No, Carrasco's the ball player.
Maya.
That's right, Jeffrey Mayer.
Jeffrey Maya.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeffrey Mayer was the fan. I think wasn't it Richie Garcia was the ump?
Yep.
And you know the
And there
funny
was
thing
no
about that?
replay at that time, and that changed the course of that game.
At
And
some point,
I'll never forget Bob. What was it?
Bob Costas.
Costas. He said, "And what do we have here?" It was like he didn't know what to say. And what do we have here?
And he's signaling a home run.
Yeah.
And they replayed it. I don't know how many. They kept replaying the kid catching the ball, and it's like, once the umpires made the call is made. And you're stuck like that.
Yeah, that was.
But the outfielder looked like he wanted to punch the ump in the face.
Well, he's jumping up and down, pointing at the kid in the stand. He's like, "This is crap." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. He became a Yankee later on, and you know when they're introduced, you know they pick a song. He happened to pick a song that had really bad cursing on it. When he stepped to the plate, it came on, and everybody with 30,000 people was stunned because it was whatever the song was. It was mother. Oh my God! The guy got first of all, he got fined. The guy that was putting the video on, he was fired. I mean, that was the ultimate embarrassment I've ever seen in my life. All of a sudden, we're listening like, what the hell is going on? It was the F word. At least came on the microphone 5 times from the song. How do you pick a song like that?
You want me to give you an example? You want me to give you the example of the F word continuous?
No,
you don't want. Does that mean I get booted?
No. That was the craziest thing I ever saw in my life or heard in my life. That was crazy. So, well, go on, guys. We got a few more minutes.
Actually,
what was your
Wait, sure. Ken, do you want to drop down?
Yeah, because I actually need to grab something to eat before my broadcast, which is in 25 minutes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ken. Have a great stream, and remember, everyone, please go to the Yankees, the Ugly Truths channel, and Rah Ken as he brings you Game 2 of the 2025 World Series. Ken, give our love to your family, and we'll talk to you in the stream.
And I welcome all you trolls out there to come out and give me some dislikes. I love it. I'm going for a record this time, maybe 25%.
Hit the
all right. Have a great night. Enjoy.
Good night, Ken. All right, guys. I guess I'm the only one you're going to be asking questions to, so bring it on.
Joe, what was the most devastating moment as a Yankee fan? It could be either a game, a series, it could be somebody being traded, something that's just stuck with you. You can still think of to this day, and you still get like a bad feeling about it.
Without a doubt, Bobby Mercer. No questions asked. That killed me. That I was ready to become a Met fan. I was that angry. I was like, how can, after everything he did for them, he was the face of the Yankees. He drove in over 100 runs, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was. they had a lagging team, but they started. They had Roy White. They started with Roy White and Thurman Munson, and Lou Piniella was what came in. Now this is when George Steinbrenner started taking over. That was the only time I was mad at George Steinbrenner, because I really felt that Bobby Mercer was going to take him to the promised land. He had more years, more good years, and then when I saw him when he was traded to the Chicago Cubs, to the Giants, it just killed me. It really killed me. But the greatest day was 1979 in June. I think it was actually the end of May when they said the Yankees reacquired Bobby Mercer. Bobby was so excited. He left. He didn't know about it. He left his clothes in the hotel room. He just picked himself up and he ran to Yankee Stadium. He took a flight from Chicago, came in, forgot about all his clothes. They had to send him his clothes. When I got a call from a very, very big Yankee fan, a very close friend of mine, he says, "Joe, get ready." I said, "What's the matter?" He says, "Bobby Mercer was traded to the Yankees." I said, "Get out of here, stop." He says, "I'm serious." But that time we didn't have all the internet. We didn't have we had sports phone. We had WINS in New York, and we didn't. And it was 1 year before ESPN. So, you had to depend on your local news for their sports reports, which they had some great sports announcers. But anyway, and when I heard that, I lost it. I was so excited. I threw a party. I threw a Yankee party. All my friends, they all came over. I had just finished the 8th grade or something like that, and it was no, I'm sorry, I just finished the 3rd year of high school, and I actually started radio then, and I had a show called Yankee Mania, regular Yankee Mania, and it was awesome. So that was my favorite. That was nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. Anybody? Any other questions?
When you were a tour guide for the old Yankee Stadium,
yeah,
were there any special interactions you had with any players?
The only player that I saw that came on and said hi to the tour was Tino Martinez. I had a special bond. He was very, very nice. He came on. He goes, "Hey, fellas, what's going on?" And some people didn't even know because he had the regular clothes on. So they and then some people said, "Oh my God, that's Tino Martinez. Oh my God!" And I said, "Yeah, guys, it's Tino." And then Tino looked at me like he laughed. He said, "Oh God." But he said, "No problem." And he took some questions, and he says, I love being a Yankee, and I am a Yankee, and I'm glad I was traded here. And that was a special moment. So Tino Martinez.
Tino.
It was really great. My ultimate was when I would say like 22, 23, something like that. And I met Bobby Mercer. That was probably the greatest thrill I ever had in my life in baseball.
Wow. That's crazy.
Bobby Mercer was the greatest. And still. And then when I speak to, and I would love to bring on his wife. It would be amazing. And I've talked to her, and I said, we've got to get together and get Bobby in the Yankee Monument Park. It's got to be done, and he deserves it. He did everything for this team. He was their he was their leader. He was a coach. He stepped aside for Don Mattingly, who, by the way, when he stepped aside, Mattingly had 2 errors that game. George Steinbrenner got so pissed he brought him back down to the minors. And the next day, Bobby Mercer was in the Yankee booth. Then he became the president, general manager. Then he became the assistant. Then he became a coach. Then he went to the Yes Network. How much Channel 5 in New York and MSG and the Yes Network, how much more do you need not to put? And then the ultimate thing that kills me is that Billy Martin is in there with 1 world championship and wearing Bobby's original number 1. That is a travesty. And that I won't forget. That I won't forgive, and I won't forget. He does not deserve to be in there. That 78 team was run by Bob Lemon. Now, George Steinbrenner did that to us a favor. But if you want to do a favor, Al, put in Bobby Mercer. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, but what was his name? Billy Martin did play for the Yankees and won a World Series in the 50s.
He was like a 250 hitter. What do you think he was?
Yeah, I know. They traded him.
Yeah, he caught the 1960 or 62. He caught the line drive by Willie McCovey. All right, so you're going to put him in the Yankee Hall of Fame because he caught a line drive?
No, I'm just saying. No, I agree with you because I mean, what really did Billy Martin do other than have the great Three Stooges moment with a comedy moment with George Steinbrenner that lives in infamy?
Yes.
One's
a born liar and one's a born liar. Who said that? Greg Nettles. One's a born liar and one should be in jail or something like that.
Yeah.
Really ridiculous.
No, and then I was gonna ask you. We've had a lot of great no-hitters through the years, but the one specific I'm gonna ask you about is the Jim Abbott no-hitter.
Yep, I was 8 rows behind home plate, and I didn't want. I think I mentioned this on the show. I didn't want to go to that game. I was like, the Yankees. They were in the playoff run, but they were fading. And I told my godson asked me. He said, "Let's go, Joe. Come on." He said, "There's like 6 of us. Let's go grab some tickets." And I said, "Nah, I don't feel it. Come on. What do you? There's nothing to do today. Let's do this." I said, "All right, let's go." So we hopped on the train and we went. And believe it or not, they had really good tickets behind home plate. Like it was 8 rows. It was what do they call it? A box reserve. It was like $11, $10, and and then he started. I said, with this Indian lineup, he's going to get crushed. And then all of a sudden, first inning, second inning, third inning, fourth inning, I turned to my godson. I says, "This might be special, man. This might be special." And sure enough, then he hit the ground ball to Velarde. He threw it to Mattingly, and it was the no-hitter. He walked, I think, 4 guys. And they had hitters, guys. Manny Ramirez was in there. Jim Thome was in there. Sandy Alomar was in there. I mean, they had Paul Sorrento. They had names in there.
Chuck Knobloch.
No.
Oh, no, Knobloch was at the Twins at the time.
Yeah. But, and I always wanted Chuck Knobloch. I was like, come on. This guy used to kill us. And I said, if we get him, we'll win another championship. And sure enough, they got him. Then I don't know what the hell happened to his head. He started throwing the ball crazy. I see something in the chat. I mean, it's not even a mention of discussion here. Wolverine. Does Ricky Henderson belong in the Hall of Fame? You're damn right he does.
Of course.
Who was the last guy that stole 114 bases? Are you kidding me?
No one's even came close to either his single season record of stolen bases or his career record of stolen bases. I mean, yeah, Ricky Henderson, Don Mattingly, and Thurman Munson belong in the Hall of Fame, and it's a shame, even a worse scandal than the Pete Rose scandal, and the reason why they're not in the Hall of Fame, um, because I mean, you like you said, you put Thurman Munson's numbers across his career against any other catcher in the Hall of Fame, he's up there with you know with the bench, with all those guys. But also, I mean, you look at Don Mattingly, you have George Brett, who hates the Yankees, but says that Don Mattingly is the best hitter that he ever saw, and that he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
God knows that a few more years he would have had if it wasn't for his back. Do you
Right.
realize, guys, he barely could walk. And in that playoff game, those playoff games against the Mariners, he hit like 4-something. I mean, it was ridiculous. He couldn't even move. They were explaining that it was so bad. Now, and I know because when you get spasms in your back, oh my God, you don't know what to do with yourself. But this guy played. They had the trainers. They would stretch him out. So you feel a little bit better. You go out there, you get your 3 hits, you come back, and you can't move again. That's the type of player Don Mattingly was. And anybody, that Toronto's lucky to have him. They really are. I just hope that if he gets loose, Yankees have to scoop him up again. They have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson and Vince Coleman, the 2 best stolen bases you ever saw. Yeah. Now you're talking. I mean, but Vince Coleman isn't half the player Ricky Henderson was.
Well, it's just like, I remember when Soriano broke into the leagues, right? Now, Alfonso Soriano kind of fell off in the end of his career.
Too many strikeouts.
Right. But, no, I mean, when he broke into the league, remember, he started as a role player in 2000. And we, pinch running the Homer Bush role, right? Then he took over for Chuck Knobloch. And in 2001, he had a phenomenal year. And then the next 2 seasons, he had 30-30 seasons back to back, and he flirted with 40-40. I mean, I was talking about leadoff hitting, and then he would just steal bases. It was like every time Alfonso Soriano was on the bases early on in his career, you knew he was going to steal the base, and the pitchers knew it, and the hitters and the catchers knew it, but they still could not get that guy out. But I know that Ricky Henderson was way better than Soriano, and it's like, there's certain guys you just see that when they can use their speed correctly, it changes the game. I mean, look at Jose Caballero in today's game, or what's that other guy that always a pest on the base path?
Who are we talking about?
I think it's with the Dodgers have one of those guys, and I think
Davey
it's like,
Lopes.
huh?
Davey Lopes, Maury Wills.
Yeah, those guys, and then even Betts. If they would let Betts run more freely, Betts would be a guy that would just drive pitchers crazy with
Probably.
stealing bases.
Probably. No, you're
Especially
right.
with Freddie Freeman up.
That's true. And that was now, guys. Do you have any other questions before we go to a little bit of a World Series chat about tonight's game? Anybody else have any questions for me?
I have one, probably not player related, but your times, visiting Yankee Stadium, did you ever have the opportunity to sit in the bleachers with the bleacher creatures for a game, or did you ever have a run-in with Freddie Says?
I love Freddie Says. He was awesome. What a nice guy. And anybody I took, either a young, like a nephew or somebody, he always gave him the spoon to let him bang on the on that. Yeah, he was awesome. We were very sad when he passed away.
Yeah.
It was Bleacher Creatures. I don't know. I honestly, I wasn't too happy about it. I mean, it's nice to a point, but it gets a little bit ridiculous. Sometimes it's just too much. It's just too much.
Yeah, but no, that is one of my dream bucket lists. Just to have one game, be up there in the bleachers, creatures, and just do a roll call.
It's
They
nice,
used to-
but I don't know.
They used to be really bad. Like they used to be real brutal. They toned it down quite a bit.
Yeah, well, they had to. Yeah, they had
It
to.
used to be really, really like R-rated. Now it's more maybe like PG-13.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm not gonna mention the name, but I tried to get one of the Bleacher Creatures on. I was a Facebook friend of his, and when I started the channel, I thought he'd make a great guest. So I sent him an invite and everything, and he never really responded. So we had a show, a couple of ex-Yankees, or we had somebody substantial on, and I didn't hear from anything. So I said, I think it'd be a really great show. I think you'd be a great guest from the Bleacher Creatures. And he turned around and he says, please stop sending me this and that, and real nasty. And I'll tell you, I got a bad taste about it in my mouth now. I said, here I am, I'm praising them and saying that the Yankee fans on our stream would love to hear from them, and you're telling me get lost? Well, you know what? You get lost and you stay where you are, because I like where I am. You should be ashamed of yourself. With Yankee fans would have loved to hear from you, and you dissed us. Not only did you diss us, but you dissed a lot of people in our chat, and that I don't like. So when it comes to the Bleacher Creatures, as far as I'm concerned, if they go away, I wouldn't. I'd rather have the judges' chambers and build on that, and get rid of the Bleacher Creatures. Because if you're going to treat people like that, after I'm praising you, I am literally praising the guy, and you basically tell me get lost? No.
yeah.
I tell everybody the truth. I won't mention any names. I don't want any problems or anything. But it was one of them, and it's okay, no problem. If this show goes national, I'm telling you right now, they will never come on. Nobody from that group. Nobody. And I would love one day we go national, and that's my ultimate goal for all of us, everyone. We got to do something, and we're going to take this to another level. And believe me, when the time is right, we will. And all you guys are going to come with us. Believe me, I have all your names, and you guys are going to be the special gifts of everyone first. So stick with us, everyone, because this is going places, and people like Evan and Sean and Johnny and Chef Nick and Ken and Nitin, of course. Nitin, how can we forget Nitin? Will bring us to the promised land, and it's because of you. It's because of you, the fans.
Right.
That give us each and every day. When we love what we do, our co-host here, our leader co-host in Evan, is so dedicated. Everybody here is busy, but everybody has a role, and everybody says, "Hey, Joe, we got you, and that is actually coming out of Sean Browning. He is and I'm not saying he's right in front of me. I would say it with him off the air. He has been an inspiration for me because he has been there also from the start. And then meeting Johnny, and I have a special place for Evan, and he knows that. I don't even have to explain it. He's our first play-by-play man, and he's taking us to the promised land. And each and every one of you, you don't realize it, and you don't realize it that you're taking us to another level. And if you know, like I said, and I'm not saying that because I want subscribers. The more we get, the quicker we get to go to where we have to be. But I want to make sure that product, we have the product, we have the co-host, and we have the best, as I said, the best chat room in America. So we have two great, you need three, remember 3 strikes? We need 3 beauties. And then we can move, and we're going to move on. So trust me when I tell you guys, take the ride with us. Tell your friends, tell your family, everybody you know. Not only NY Yankee Mania, but NY Mania is here. And we're ready to rock and roll. We really are. And that's thanks to you, and that's thanks to our co-host. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a little rant on that. But I like to do that every so often. Make sure you guys know how special you are. Everybody that's on the stream right now, and everybody that's co-hosting the show tonight. All right. Any other questions before we get to the World Series?
Nope.
Johnny, no.
Nope.
Evan?
That's it.
Okay. So, game 2 tonight, guys. Everybody, I'm sure, has an opinion. Let's start with Johnny. What's your take on tonight's game? What would you like to see? And go from there.
I want to see the Dodgers win this game because I want to see the series kind of be even out and go to 7 games just for the love of baseball and for the sport. Because you have the entire country of Canada watching, you have Japan watching, and obviously you have the U.S. watching. I think it's wonderful for the game of baseball. I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm a baseball fan first. So I love that. But I feel like right now, after watching yesterday, I feel like the Blue Jays might take this thing and run with it. Not saying they're going to sweep, but I don't know, man. Just how they played last night. Once they got to that bullpen, it was murder. It was rough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do want the Dodgers to win tonight. I'd be happy with that. Kind of even out the series. This way it makes it interesting going to LA. But my mind's saying one thing, my heart's saying something else. So we'll see.
Awesome. Good take. Sean Browning, you go next.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I picked the Dodgers in 7. And I'm gonna stick with it. But I think the Blue Jays. I mean, the Dodgers are gonna answer back tonight after getting punched in the mouth last night in the 6th inning with a 9 spot. They're gonna bounce back, but at the same time, though, like you said, I mean, the Toronto's just on a heater, and a lot of times in the playoffs, it's not who's the best team, but who gets hot at the right time. And right now, I mean, the Blue Jays just have this. They're clicking on different cylinders. But the thing too, what I'm gonna say is, what hinges for the Dodgers is Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman. They got to set the tone in that lineup. If they can do that with Gosman, get him on the ropes early, the Dodgers are probably going to leave Toronto 1-1. And then, like you said, it's probably going to even out. But I don't see this going in like 5 games or 4 games. I think it's going in 6 or 7. But I'm going to say 7 just because as a fan of baseball, I kind of want, baseball to stay a little bit longer.
Okay. No, that awesome. Okay. I do. Before we go to Evan, a couple of things I want to address. Michael, I feel like I've known all you guys for years instead of just a few months. Well, we feel the same way, Michael. You've been an inspiration. You've been awesome with us, and I want to tell you that our post game tonight is going to be Michael, who's our special fan of the game. He's our recipient tonight. So let's give him a hand.
Yes, Mike.
Michael, you are the special fan of the show. The next show is dedicated to you. So we thank you so much. And you're also going to get this. How's that? There you go. Da, 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 da. So, Michael, yeah, you got to come on. I don't know. I think you do shopping tomorrow. I know it's going to be late. Don't worry about it. If you can't come on, we totally understand. But the Suns fan is trashing himself. Don't do that. You're as good and special as everybody else. I'm like a loser for what I said, probably not going anywhere. And don't say that, man. Don't say that. No matter how old you are, how young you are, forget about the past and bring in the future. Take,
Right.
sit down with yourself and really think good and hard what you want to do in life, and go for it. Don't be defeated at all. Run your life with respect and honor. Don't ever say you're a loser. Absolutely not. And I don't like that talk. And please wake up, smell the coffee, and you'll love life. But you got to make a commitment. What you want to do, where you want to go, what is the future? I don't know how old you are. I don't care if you're 15, if you're 20, if you're 50. You don't talk like that. You are number one. Everybody is number one. You're not -1. You're not -100. You're not better than anyone. They're not better than you. You are you. So please listen to what I'm saying. Wake up. Know that you're a special guy, a special person in life, and you will be better. Trust me when I tell you that. So please don't make me feel bad over here. Nobody's supposed to feel that way at all. So wake up. Let's go. Let's get going. Put the do's and the don'ts, and I'm telling you, you're going to be happy. Hey, Jake, how's it going? Just saw Jake come up for a while. Michael, I was thinking the exact same thing. If the Dodgers are struggling against the Jays, then it's less embarrassing to Yankee fans. Okay, that sounds good. But we still have Evan, who's going to give his thoughts. So you've got it all, Evan. Take it away, baby.
Yeah. Honestly, I am surprised to see that the Blue Jays are up 1-0 in this series. I really thought that the Dodgers would come out with a stronger game plan last night against Trey Savage, but they couldn't do it. And Trey Savage is going to be a good pitcher for a long time. He already beat up the Yankees once, and he's going to do it again in the future. But in this series, I predicted that the Dodgers would win in 7, so I'm still sticking to that prediction. And I said the other night that if the Blue Jays can get into the Dodgers bullpen early, then they're going to have, less trouble of a time beating up their bullpen and not having a hard time scoring more runs. As long as they can get into their bullpen within at least like 5 or 6 innings, then they'll have more of a chance, a higher probability of winning the series than the Dodgers will. And for the Dodgers, their lineup really needs to come through. The top of their lineup is really important in this series. In the past couple of series, Freddie Freeman hasn't done that much. Ohtani, except for that 1-3 home run game that he had, hasn't done much. And Mookie Betts has been pretty good, but he needs to be more productive in this whole postseason as well. So as long as the Dodgers can get contributions from everybody in the lineup, I think they'll really have a higher chance of winning this series. And for the Blue Jays, they just kept going what they were doing the whole time. They're working counts. They are using their bullpen to their advantage. And everybody in the lineup is contributing, and that's what they need. So honestly, it's going to be a great series. I expect the Dodgers to come back tonight and have a good performance. But the Blue Jays are no joke, and we know that.
Oh, 100%, Evan. Well said. Well said, everyone. You guys rocked tonight. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you, Ken, for coming on. Sean, amazing job. Sean, are you working tonight?
Yeah, I got to be at work at midnight, but I'll probably be leaving around 10 or maybe a little earlier than that.
Okay, so I'm sure you'll drop hello on the post game. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Johnny, are you coming on for post game?
Absolutely, yeah. Just send me the link. I'm available.
Evan, yes, no, maybe.
I'll be here.
It's yes.
Yep, I'll be here.
Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, this was great. This was awesome. We actually were on, an hour 30 minutes. It was a joy. It was a pleasure. And I'm so happy that most of our kinks are over with. I'm really looking forward to having the brand new computer again once the Geek Squad. Oh, by the way, speaking of the Geek Squad, I want to give a big hello to Maria. Maria was great to meet you in Best Buy. You treated me like I was the only customer. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to Maria because, I get a phone call while I'm on the air. And I want to say thank you to Maria because she subscribed right in front of me
Nice.
to the channel.
Thank you.
I thank you so much. So you deserve this. And we'll give you one more. Thank you, Maria, for treating me like I was the only customer in the store, which you had thousands or hundreds. And thank you for subscribing right in front of me. That was very nice of you. And I hope that you're listening. And we have a lot of content and everything. So thank you. God bless you for the way you treated me and the way you treat people. There's more people like that. There's got to be. So I appreciate it. Guys, you have any final words before we go on and go to Ken's channel, rah him, and watch a good ball game? Any final thoughts? I mean, just out there.
I think as everybody can see tonight, Ken brings a lot of good experience and knowledge to the game. And the way that he calls games are unlike anybody else. He does a fantastic job. And everybody should tune into his stream tonight. He calls all the Yankee games. He doesn't stop. And, he's just amazing at what he does. He has the perfect voice for it, the perfect personality. And everybody needs to go subscribe to Yankees The Ugly Truth. And, I can say that Ken has provided me with a lot of help and a lot of support, and he's done great wonders for this channel as well. So Ken is the best. So please go subscribe to his channel, and he does great work.
Well, you're not so bad yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You're definitely not so bad. And everybody, Johnny and Sean, I can't thank you enough. And I know Johnny's been busy. But he makes time and he comes on, and you don't know how much we appreciate that here in Mania. And so, guys, let's go enjoy a ball game. Have fun. Get your sandwiches. Get your all your goodies together, and we will see you immediately following the game. So come back to NY Mania, and we'll dissect Game 2 and the first 2 games before they head out to L.A. So thank you, everyone, for Sean, Johnny, Evan, Ken, and myself. God bless you all. God bless America. Let's go Yankees. I hope they have a great ball game tonight. Stay healthy, everyone. We want to see you immediately following the game. Take care, everyone. See you later. And then we'll talk about tomorrow's 1:00 game with Evan calling the Giants against the Eagles.
Yes.
Take care, everyone.